Question number 8 asks us which of the following equation represents a line that is perpendicular to line W. Now line W is represented by y equals 5x plus 3. This is in slope-intercept form, where m is my slope. So in this case, the slope of line W is 5, and the question is, which line is perpendicular? Now this is where you'll need to remember that perpendicular lines have what we call opposite reciprocal slopes. Okay, opposite referring to the sign, positive or negative, reciprocal referring to flipping the fraction. Okay, so the line I'm given is a positive 5, so that means my perpendicular slope will be negative. And if I write 5 over 1, I need to flip that fraction, so that means my perpendicular slope will be negative 1/5. And thankfully, when you look at our choices here, the only option is negative 1/5 x plus 1. On the off chance it had multiple, if you had two answers here that had both had a slope of negative 1/5, they would have also given you a point on the line in which the perpendicular line included. So for example, if it had given you, it wanted the perpendicular slope for line W, but that passed through the point negative 5, comma 2, you would have to solve for your new y-intercept. So I would solve for B, where, of course, m is my perpendicular slope, and then x and y represents the point on the line. So x would be negative 5 and y would be 2. And we would solve for our new y-intercept. Now, multiply your slope and your x. Multiply straight across. Negative 1 times a negative 5 gives me a positive 5 over 1, or just 5. And then to solve for b, you subtract 5 from both sides. So b would be negative 3. So your equation, if it had passed through the point negative 5, 2, would be this. But for this particular question, you didn't have to solve for your y-intercept. You just needed to recognize that the perpendicular slope had a negative reciprocal.